Jones, widely regarded as one of the greatest MMA fighters of all time, sent his opponent to the deck with a sinister head kick as the crowd exploded. "That was brutal," UFC commentator Joe Rogan said. "Absolutely brutal." Jones sent a word of love out to his fans and his strongest opposers after pulling off his dream comeback. "I love my fans. I have the most loyal fans," he said. "Even the haters, all the things you said, I love you too because you motivated me." It was a wild night of MMA action. Here are the biggest talking points from UFC 214. Aussie snubbed in huge UFC backflip. Robert Whittaker will be waiting a while yet. Source: News Corp Australia. Australian UFC gun Robert Whittaker made history at UFC 213 earlier in the month, taking home the first interim title held by an Aussie with a huge win over Wrecking Ball Yoel Romero. The win meant the 26-year-old, who is still undefeated in the middleweight division, would soon be fighting out of action middleweight champ Michael Bisping. But, as has been proven time and time again, the UFC isn't as predictable as would like it to be. Tyron Woodley's title defense at UFC 214 threw a major spanner in the works. Woodley failed to impress Dana White with his performance against Damian Maia, leading the UFC boss to backflip on his original plan to have the star fighter Georges St. Pierre on his long-awaited return to the sport. White confirmed Bisping, Whittaker's next proposed target, as the man to fight St. Pierre. "Yep," White said when asked if the fight was happening. "Because I know Michael Bisping will fight. Michael Bisping will show up and fight. So yeah, I'm going to give it to him." Bisping has recently been angling for his fight with GSP to be revived, because of the likelihood Whittaker won't be able to fight until late this year, at the earliest, due to a knee injury. White continued to blast Woodley, claiming fans wouldn't pay to see the 35-year-old fight again. "You ask fans if they want to see Woodley fight again," he said. "I think that would be flat out no. Who wants to pay to see Tyron Woodley fight again? He is an absolute physical specimen. The guy could have finished that fight at any time he wanted to, but he didn't want to take the risks. You take no risks, you get no rewards." Cormier's coach furious at Rogan. Daniel Cormier copped it at UFC 214. Source: AFP. Joe Rogan's obligatory post-match interview is always a treat for fans. Whether it's the victor or the loser, fans are given a glimpse into what is going on inside a fighter's head after completing a brutal war in the octagon. But with all the noise surrounding concussions in sports around the world this week, the veteran commentator's choice to interview Daniel Cormier was met with opposition. Javier Mendez, Cormier's coach, blasted Rogan after his fighter gave a dazed interview shortly before being diagnosed with concussion. "He had no business being interviewed," Mendez said in a text message to USA Today Sports. "Bad move. Rogan probably feels bad." UFC President Dana White said the interview had nothing to do with UFC officials. "They told Rogan not to do the interview with him," White said. "Rogan did it anyway. You have to let the guy talk. I think you have to let the guy talk." Brock Lesnar responds to Jon S. "Can Jon Jones pull it off?" Source: AFP. Eyes it on. Source: Getty Images. Jon Jones launched a missile in Brock Lesnar's direction immediately after knocking out Cormier, urging the pro wrestler to return to the octagon. Lesnar: "If you want to find out what it's like to get your ass kicked by a guy who